let's say we have the first situation on the screen where you're limited to accessing the main VPC, but you need to access the RDS database in the database VPC. This is where a Bastion server can help. Let's talk about what a Bastion server is and why you might need one. First, it's just a server you can log into that can be used to access other resources. Second, it's usually because you can't directly access resources for some reason, for example, security, firewall, whatever. Getting the server set up in those situations might be time-consuming, expensive, or forbidden. If you're using Kubernetes, you can create a pod to act as a server for this task. Normally, a pod shuts down once the process is done running. We want it to stay active so we can shell into it. That's where the tools pod comes in. Some people use a command in the container to sleep indefinitely or something like that. That feels clunky to me. I use a standard in true property to set the pod active without needing anything else. So what I'm going to show you is starting a Postgres server, create the tools pod, shell into that pod, and then access Postgres from the tools pod to demonstrate how it works. And this is the YAML for that pod. And the only exceptional thing here is line 13 where we set standard in equals true. So this is just a standard Postgres container that I'm going to start up with a shocking password called password. And then that YAML that we just looked at, I'm going to load that up as a pod in Kubernetes. Once we've done that, we can exec into that pod, and there we go. So if I do a host name to get the IP, you'll see that we are in Kubernetes and it's not in my box anymore. If I go out here, we can see that this is my current IP address. So I will now use the Postgres CLI to connect to that local instance of Postgres. And the database will be Postgres, and the user will be Postgres. And the password is password. Now we can do a select just to verify that we actually have access to this instance of Postgres. Boom. Access through a Bastion server. Thank you.